Hello and welcome to IXION, a survival city builder set on the beautiful station somewhere around Earth. So, I'm skipping a little bit of intros and I wanted to show how the game looks. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Think of this game as frostpunk in space with additional elements. Your role is basically the administrator of this wonderful station, and your role is of course to build it, expand it, make sure you have plenty of building space, food and all that jazz for your people to be able to survive and thrive on top of the station. Okay, let's skip a little bit of all of the unnecessary intros. So the idea here is that you have come to the new sector and your idea is to build it, crew quarters and all that jazz. Build a workshop, build this part of the space station, build some, crew quarters where people can live, food, etc. You are greeted with a lot of tutorials. If you want to read them, it's all fine and dandy. I did give it a little bit of a test, so I do know what to expect, but long story short, you start with building basically the roads and you want to reclaim the resources that have been put here. Also, you want to be starting by building a workshop somewhere where you can actually place it, and you want to save on the space, so I think I'm gonna put it on the left hand side so that I have plenty of room in the other areas. Note that real estate that is close to the borders is kind of valuable because you can have your airlocks and whatnot. So we are basically inside of the ring of the Tycoon station. Now our next objective would be building a stockpile where we can store all this reclaimed resources. So we're going to build a small stockpile. I'm going to rotate it so that it's pointing towards the road. You also have to note on these arrows that when you're placing the area that they're pointing in the right way. Of course, the building will indicate this by having it green, and then you make sure that you select a resource you want to store. So you see, once we actually selected alloys, now we have the ability to harvest these alloys, and our little workers will be going all around the station, picking up alloys from all over the place and bringing it back to the storage. So just as a note, the first 30 minutes series is a series where I will be starting a game from the perspective of the brand new player and play for the first 30 minutes. So if you're ever thinking of whether you want to buy a game or not, and if this is the game for you and how your first minutes and hours will look like, this is a series for you. So you will have a chance to see how it looks, how it plays, and if it's the right fit for you. Okay, let's further into the station. So yes, we are getting a couple of initial transmissions that will be showing us the ropes, teaching us what our, role is here and all that jazz. So as you can see, most of our resources are alloys, and we have a little bit of polymers, which indicated by this little, greenish mark. So I have selected that my warehouses need to store alloys and polymers. And that is necessary for our little workers to be able to clear out the debris, which gives us some building area, and then we can continue and build out the station. So my goal is to basically reclaim as much materials as I can, as quickly as I can, because that gives me the building space. So I need to, my alloy storage is full, so which means I need to build another one of these shelters, or another one. Alright, let's build another shelter, another, salvage or stockpile, yes, stockpile that will be storing alloys. I think we want to build another stockpile, because our stockpiles are filling up quickly as we're reclaiming resources. Whew! Finally she shut up. Alright, so another stockpile that will be stockpiling food shall be necessary. Okay. Administrator, Tycoon crew members are currently unable to access food supplies. Yeah, we need to guarantee access food to our workers. That's why I'm building the storage. Yes, the stockpile that's being built will be housing food. Correct. Okay, let's build some housing, because currently Our people are sleeping on the floors in the shuttle bay and everywhere else, so I think it's good that we make some crew quarters. Note each of these little, crew quarter sections can host up to 15 people, and we have 85, so I think 6 of them would basically mean 90, so yeah, that would be enough. Alright, let's build the roads so that they can access it. Roads from below so that they can access this area as well. Alright, so then I need to make sure that I build the mess hall so that they have some place to eat. So while stockpiles store the food, the mess hall produces the food and distributes it to the workers. So think of the mess hall basically as, well, yeah, mess hall. It's a part of the food distribution chain, and which is really, really important further down the line. So as you can see, our workers are slowly reclaiming the site, and oh, our polymer stockpile is piled up. Okay, that's already full, so that's why we cannot reclaim more polymers. Now, the polymers are important mainly for the spaceship construction, from what I've seen, solar panels and that kind of thing, while the alloys are important for building the structures that are inside of the hangar, from what I've been able to observe so far. So it's a good mix. Well, if you're building out your, crew quarters and everything, and you're also consuming these alloys, which is kind of good because the reclamation process requires to collect more, and you have no stockpile. So it's all of a nice balancing act where you actually need to balance between the two. Right. So our alloys are doing well. Our composites, I believe, is a little bit crowded, so let's see if we can build another stockpile, small stockpile. Let's rotate it this side, and we're gonna put like polymers, yeah. Okay, that will actually help reclaim the rest of the polymers, although I'm not sure if I see any more at the moment, which we can always repurpose the stockpile later, and then we will have no issues. So it's not set in stone per se. So as I see there are no polymers, I actually might set it for more alloys or more food or something else. I'll leave it be for the time being. Alright. We have a lot of resources. We have iron, we have carbon, we have the alloys, we have the carbon, then we have polymers, and as you can see, I'm trying to build the research lab, but I'm blocked by this section of the road. So I'm actually gonna build the road out this way, and then I'm gonna delete the rest of the road that's been going this way. So let's remove it, and that will give me enough room so I can start building the research lab, which will be responsible for, the research and our tech tree. So we want to get that show on the road as soon as possible. Okay, good. Now it's green. Shall we place it? Oh yeah. I played basically IXION just before this playthrough for, let's say, I don't know, half an hour, just to get a little grip of the system, because I didn't want you guys to get, like a completely noob experience where I have no clue what I'm doing, and to have a rough idea so that you can see how the game plays out, etc. I think it's overall more enjoyable if you have a chance to see. Okay, so the population, we have 85, and I think the final building that will be built will ensure that nobody is homeless, essentially. Right. Okay, so let's see. Alloys. Oh, our alloy stores are full. Dang it. Maybe I should build more stockpiles, or... Okay, the mess hall is being built, which is great. We will need it. We did a promise to build a mess hall, and as you can see, we have camera controls. These are the tutorial section. It's really extensive, and if you're not sure about how system works, I recommend you check it out.
I have an incoming transmission from Marduk Council Member Henry Bargeville.
Henry Bargeville, yeah, he is really important person to me. I have no idea why, and I don't care ultimately. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's build another stockpile while we are building also the shelter, and you shall be alloys as well. I don't have a particular strategy in terms of placing of these stockpiles. All I know that I want them to be close to the docking bay area, because that basically helps the resources flow nicely, at least for the time being. Normally you want the stockpiles to be stored near to the buildings using them.
Administrator, what a wonderful day to embrace our fate, don't you think?
On
I'm Henri Bargeville.
Henri Bargeville,
Writer,
yeah.
philosopher, lobbyist, but most of all member of the Marduk Council. I have taken the liberty
Yes, and
of
speaking through the
personally
nose with
arranging
great,
an exchange
you know,
out
cold,
of
obviously.
courtesy with the Oceanabe, a ship in high orbit belonging to one of our commercial allies, the Ashtongites. Even so, they are a small organization. The Ashtongites are important partners who share the same pragmatic, moralistic, and spiritual outlook as we do. The Oceanabe will provide us with a source of food whilst carrying out the Tycoon's initial testing. By making it the first exclusive trade partner of the Tycoon, we will demonstrate to our long-term allies that Dolos wishes for them to share in our successes.
Okay, so let's first build two ships. I need a cargo ship and I need a science ship.
Administrator, trust in genetic kinetics. Serve similar space will reveal the pattern.
So the idea behind these ships is this: the cargo ship will ferry the resources between the Tycoon station and all other ships, planets and whatnot. And the science ship will go out and explore and collect some science for us, which will help us advance our tech tree, which will be housed in the building that we are just building, the science lab. So let's connect with the next sector. These arrows that you can see are basically your road connections to the other sectors. There are 6 sectors in total. You start in sector number 1 and you will explore and expand them as you go. So, okay, construct a cargo ship in the docking bay, and now we're constructing the science ship in the docking bay. Yeah, and then we can order the cargo ship to retrieve food via the fleet management window as requested. By the way, you have a total of 3 views of the Tycoon space station, which I'm going to come to a little bit later. This is the basically inside view, the view inside the station. Then you have the orbital view of the station itself, and then you have a solar system view, which determines you where you want to go. Okay, let's build another storage. Can we actually... we are a little bit crowded with all the, you know... Okay. A new request awaits your attention. Okay, another alloy stockpile. Good, because that will help us reclaim these little what we have. Now, here's your fleet management screen. And note that the cargo ships, we're telling it you must be picking up alloys with high priority, iron, carbon, silicone, electronics, ice, food, hydrogen, and everything else with medium priority. So collecting basically these 2 resources is your utmost priority. So as you said, we have a total of 3 views. Now let's go first into the tech tree, and I want to be researching the airlock, because our next hurdle that I've seen to be happening is that we will be running out of power. We're at 60 out of 60 power, so it means one more thing we build, that's it, we are out of power. So we really want to be starting building the solar panels, and to be able to perform the EVA and build stuff, we needed the ability to build it. So that's why we are now we need to research first the airlock.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
So the science ship is going all around the solar system and looking for points of interest, and here we have an abandoned base on the moon that has some vulnerability, which we might want to retrieve data which will help our science advance. Okay, work and responsibility. It seems that our staff is being overworked, which means we should be deploy additional crew members to reduce the number of concurrently active workplaces. Okay, fair enough. So let's request additional staff from Oceanabe, and that's the craft that basically the president or CEO actually told us about. So 20 workers shall be coming and joining us. Good. Let's go to the solar system, and as you can see, Oceanabe is just close to us. So let's you go and make sure that you pick up crew. I mean, it already has it, so I guess the cargo ship has already went and picked up stuff. Yeah. Sorry, things are happening quite quickly, you know.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, so we hacked into the main computer system, STEM Science. Great. We give them a next task, which will essentially mean that they actually can now start dismantling the facility, which would give us some alloys and some research, and some polymers, hopefully. So we need a total of 30 science, and I guess, why is the science not trickling in? Aha, because our science ship apparently cannot extract the science and do another event. Aha, okay, I wasn't aware of that. Oh, and we have yellow markers, which means housing is a problem and infirmary is the problem. Yes, we haven't built the infirmary yet, so that's something that we will need to take care of, as indicated by the yellow markers at the bottom of the interface.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Okay, science ship. Ready for extraction. Okay, science and this. Okay, so at this point, I didn't know. Let's switch to the interior view. Oh, no, we can actually send the science ship to Mars. But the thing is, we should have left the science ship at the moon to extract the science. Because it didn't extract all the science and I immediately sent it on the next task. That was an error on my judgment. Because I didn't think it was needed. So, we're building another stockpile. Jesus, we have so many of those stockpiles. And our science is advancing to a degree, but although much slower than I would have liked it to. So basically your actions, as you can see, have the consequences. I'm actually deconstructing those. I want to have enough space for, you know, building whatever I need. So a practice of removing the roads, I think it's a good one.
Administrator, due to insufficient levels of electricity generation, Sector 1's power demand has overloaded.
So
Stanford routines recommend that you construct an external solar panel to boost overall electrical output.
So you see, basically what we should have done is we should have collected all the science from the moon rather than sending our science ship to Mars, and that would have given us basically the research.
Science ship has arrived at its destination.
But that this is actually a post commentary. At the time of playing, I didn't realize that I should do that. And that was, okay, UN has established facility, but they are in some trouble, and we can actually help them repair the fault in exchange for some resources or the research data. So I think I'll go for the resources, because resources are always mandatory. Research data we can always gather to a degree. Okay. And we will dispatch the Merkaba to go there and basically send them the 20 alloys that they need. Which will also, you know, empty out our, you know, stuff. So, all right. Okay, so we have a potential problem. We have 99 food, 99 people, 9 people that are homeless, and we need to be as duly indicated by the interface below. You have to pay attention to these markers, otherwise you will be coming up in trouble. This game is super hard. It's almost as hard as Frostpunk, so you have to be really careful. So now I'm actually trying to figure out why my tech lab is not producing any science.
Science ship team has completed a task.
So the science team has completed a task, and I was about to give them the new and the data listening protocol. Okay, good. So now I saw, hold on, this science is around the moon. I have never picked it up. Should I have sent the science ship back to the moon or what? And apparently, as you can see, our cargo ship is going with the resources back to the IXION station. So what I can do, I can actually extend here and I can build some more crew quarters so that we at least take care of the problem with the population. So crew quarters, let's build another 2. That would basically bring our capacity to 120. So we should have more than enough. Okay, there we go. We've got some additional polymers, which is nice. Oh, health, I forgot to build the infirmary, you don't say. Okay, let's build the infirmary. Oh, not the power overloaded again. Oh boy. Okay, so now I really need to build the airlock. So I need to disable a lot of stockpiles. Okay, second stockpile disabled. We have plenty of stockpiles. We don't need all of them online at the moment. Okay, so that will ensure, let's take off line 2 stockpiles so that we have some reserve. Okay, so now what I'm hoping that will happen is the infirmaries got built, so now we have no longer that problem. Our problem is still the research. Okay, so science ship we will be sending back to the moon. At this point I actually figured it out, that basically there is 85 research science waiting at the moon to be picked up by the science ship. So science ship is actually the harvester for the science. Yeah, it's kind of explanatory, but I really didn't get it. Okay. So hopefully now the science will start trickling in and our research for the solar panel, or actually EVA bay, will be kicking it along, which means that we will start to be able to build the EVA airlock, so to say. As you can see now we're collecting science, and you can see in the top right corner that our science is starting to trickling in, which means we are progressing with our research finally. So guys, that's a note to you. Be careful that you have your science ship collect all the science that you need. IXION is this one of the games where you play, you make mistakes, you pay dearly for those mistakes, but you learn how not to make them in the future, and then it's satisfying enough to see that basically the second time you're doing it, stuff gets better. Okay, so yeah, here I can actually build the airlock, which means an army of the builders are coming and they will be building it really quickly.
Administrator, I have an incoming transmission from Dolus's head of medicine, Dr. Abhinav Munshi.
Munshi! So, how are you doing, Munshi? Alright, speak.
Greetings, Administrator. I'm Dr. Abhinav Munshi, Dolo's expert in compartmentalism and medicine, and a member of the Marduk Council.
Everybody's a member of Marduk Council these days.
In this digital manner. Your psychological test results were quite impressive. My friend and colleague, Phil Stanford, couldn't be here today.
Okay, so let's research the insect farm, which will be producing the food. And then we will be probably queuing up the probe launcher, because those we will need. So research next, yeah. And in the bottom left corner you can see what is being done and what is
I
queued.
hope that the work of our team will ensure that you are equipped to deal with most situations
Oh boy.
you encounter up there. Before I leave you, Stanford would like me to remind you that space is a far
Okay, so this is the second screen. This is the screen of your vehicle where you can actually build, and we will be actually building the solar panel, as you can tell. We really need that power. We are really stringy with the power. One note is, while you're building with only one airlock, your maintenance task on the hull repairs will be paused. Meaning if you forget to turn them on later, your ship will eventually suffer a catastrophic failure and blow up, or, you know, disassemble. So now I'm building 2 sets of solar panels because I do want to have some extra reserve. And once I've built that, then we'll probably won't need to worry that much about the solar panels. So as you can tell, there we go. Okay. Now we have enough power, 140, and then we need to build the Vol engine, which is basically the last part of, I think it's actually a tutorial or some sorts. So as it's being built, you will notice a nice big... I really do love the graphical improvements. Look at this. We are in the orbit above Earth, and yes, we are building the Vol engine. Soon enough it will be built. And once we are done, now we will be basically enabling again the hull repairs, because if you don't do that, as I said, you will suffer a hull integrity failure. So now we can bring all of our facilities online because we have plenty of power. So let's do just that.
Administrator, because of your continued successful management of the Tycoon, Dolos have authorized the dispatch of new crew members and food supplies.
Oh, thank you. So we're doing good.
Ensure that they have suitable accommodation once you reach Proxima Centauri.
Okay, so basically our destination is the Proxima Centauri, and this is to test the Titan station's ability to jump and do all those kinds of systems. So, yeah. Alright. We got some additional crew members, and we actually have to design a mining ship, because eventually we will be doing some asteroid mining, so I want to have the ship constructed sooner rather than later. Impending starvation. Pledge that there will be at least 3 insect farms in the Titan within the next 10 cycles. Yeah, I guess people are hungry. Okay, I get it. Fair enough. Yes, I'll build them. And the research that I'm currently researching is, go figure, the insect farms. So yeah, we will have to really quickly start building, and I'm just hoping that my crew doesn't starve. So look at that, we have an impending starvation and a ticking timer. So we are researching the insect farm, and then we have to build 3 of them. So no pressure. This is a game of difficult choices and priorities, so you have to be really stringent and careful, especially in the beginning, from what I've observed. Alright, so the technology of insect farm has been unlocked, meaning that we can start building it. So let me see what would be the best use of my space here. Should I place something like that, or should I place it horizontally maybe? Maybe I should place it... I'll need to space for housing. What if I place it like this, and then it's aligned with this road, which is good. So let's place 2 of them here. We will have space for some housing at the back, and we can place another 3rd one here. And we did promise there will be 3. So quickly let's build a road so that people don't starve. Yeah, we are a little bit in a time crunch, you know. Would you mind dearly going up and building the road so that we can actually start building the insect farms? Yeah, there's their little robot, and it's starting to build. And as soon as it builds, look at all those colonnade of trucks with the building materials required to build them. 100 workers sent by Ushinabe have arrived on board of the Tequin. Thank you, now we have 200 people. So we have 80 people that are homeless. Beautiful. Okay, we are building the insect farms, but we have only 7.8 cycles until the starvation, so yeah, we have an impending doom clock. Nice. Okay, let's build more crew quarters. So in order to account for 78 people, that's like 75, so we'll need 5 in total of the crew quarters. So, but I don't want to... I've only started to build with 2 because I don't want to glitch out the building of the insect farms. Those have to be priority, because if I divert too many resources to other projects, I'm worried that I will halt the progress on the insect farm. It's all about priorities, guys, you know.
Administrator, the different phases of preparation, calibration, and verification were successfully...
All of the Asians.
You must now start the Vol bonding procedure.
I must start the Vol bonding procedure.
Now deem you competent to gather resources, knowledge, and test colonization routines once you reach Proxima Centauri. Before you do so, Vanir Dolos, Marduk Council founder and Dolos CEO, wants to talk to you.
Sure. Okay, well, we have completed the research on the probe launcher, which will be really important because it will be scouting our resources. So I'm gonna actually schedule the build right up here. And let's build the road this way and this way so we can easily access it. And then, okay, good. Okay, next transmission.
Hello, Administrator. I'm glad to see that you have managed to complete your assignments in preparation for this unique moment in history. You must understand.
Okay, so
that
if we...
This is not simply another chapter in humanity's story. The book of our life on Earth is over, and we stand now at its epilogue.
Yeah, it's all gloom and doom. Okay, I get it.
There are many who have yet to comprehend the reality of our situation.
We have 63 people, which means we need 4 facilities to be able to
the worst is yet to come.
Not have homeless people.
There are others like Dolos who have prepared for this outcome, the fate of us all.
So basically he held a larger than life bullshit, you know, story about how he's really important and he's a visionary and because of them he will be the savior of humanity. Yeah, right. Okay. Whatever, dude. I mean, whatever helps you, you know, get up at night. Okay, so this is actually a nice place where we could put an additional insect farm, but it's not grown yet, so maybe we should leave it be for the moment. I'm actually thinking of scrapping the infirmary, and I'm gonna move the infirmary to another place, which will basically help a lot with ability to add another insect farm for the food generation if we ever need to do so. So I'm gonna free up some space here. Yeah, this building is gonna go offline. Yeah, I know, everybody, you don't have an infirmary. Don't be, you know, go willy-nilly on me just yet. Where is the population? There you go. We're gonna place the infirmary here. Right. So you'll get your infirmary, just stick on it. Alright. So that being said, where are... Okay, probe launcher must be connected to an active stockpile assigned to alloy. Yeah, because the little road builder hasn't come here yet for some reason. I'm guessing it will come soon enough. Ah, it's over there probably going to build it soon. Yeah, it's on its route. Okay, good. Let's close the transmission of this self-centered bastard and... Aha, the construction, but you are actually... Aha, you're constructing the roads and the buildings. Okay, I had no idea. Okay, then we can actually connect this part of the road, and as soon as it finishes building, then it will come... Yeah, apparently there's a small robot below the infirmary that's actually building all those stuff. The other stuff is just basically the resources being put in the right place. Okay, that I didn't know. Okay, so now you're building the road, and then you will hopefully go and build the road towards the probe launcher, right? Right, good. Because that was kind of my next question. Alright, there we go. And as soon as you come to the area where you can actually access the probe launcher, there's like a metric crap ton of trucks going there. Good. So now the mining ships, your priority will be iron and carbon, and everything else is basically bonus, so to say. Right. Okay. Things are progressing. Looks good. Now we have a lot of empty storages. Maybe we should repurpose them at some point. Homeless people. We still have the homeless people? Okay, we need to, I guess, build some more crew quarters then. I'm actually thinking of building one here, because that will actually gives us some amount. Or here, maybe we place 2 of them. Yeah, there we go. Maybe even 4, and then build a road around it. That will actually be really helpful. So that's an additional 190. I mean, we don't need that much, but okay, fair enough. Good. Okay, I think so by the time now when those get built, I think we will be in the good position. So now we're currently starting to build this big, what is it called? The probe launcher, yeah. And on the system map, we should be preparing to take Tycoon to the moon. Okay, look at it go. Oh, I love this animation, it's just beautiful. So we are now transitioning the Tycoon to the moon. There is no power because while we are moving, it runs on batteries. Which batteries? I have absolutely no idea because I haven't built any. That's something that we will need to be building. Look at it go. And apparently it's burning directly for the moon because it doesn't understand the fundamentals of basically orbital mechanics. Okay. Fair enough. This is not a Kerbal Space Program after all. But we have successfully arrived, and as soon as we finish building, we will be preparing for the Vole jump. So I want first that everything gets built, and we are running low on the resources, so yeah, that kind of can become a problem later on. 18 people are homeless. Okay, let's build a probe. Probe will need to be able to explore and find sites where there is iron and everything else. So, and it requires only 3 polymers, so there is really no reason why not to build it. We have still some polymers and we still have some food. Our insect farms are producing sufficient amounts. We have 11 science and... wait, are we not researching anything? Hold on. We have 3 people that are homeless. So when this building gets built, then we're good. Okay. I honestly think, guys, we are ready to initiate the Vole engine. So we'll be charging up the Vole engine and do the jump. And this basically, guys, essentially wraps up the tutorial part of the game, and it will continue to go onwards. Now, I'm gonna actually cut it off here before we get a chance to see some spoilers, but hope you enjoyed it and let me know if you like it. And maybe consider the game. So this is 30 minutes and I don't know if it will be continued as a Let's Play. That's depending on your feedback. Thanks for watching.
Full engine.
And cut.